is up, Flex Reacts gang? It is me, your boy, D-Flex, Flex Reacts, Flex Gang, Flex Nation. We back here again with another banging video. But today we got a little something different. Started to switch it up to some videos that I like to watch personally. I'm just like, you know, chilling at the house and stuff. But I'm gonna share it with you guys now, since I just watch it all the time, because I always just watch the new updated ones and stuff like that. So we're gonna start checking these out because I love me some Steve Wilkos, and I'm pretty sure y'all heard the show on YouTube or on like the TV show itself. It's kind of like I don't know, like a new version of Jerry Springer, but they really don't fight and stuff like that. I guess they get mad at each other. I don't know what you call it, but it's like a Dr. Phil kind of. But we're gonna get right into it. This is Steve Wilkos accused of murdering her abusive husband. So I guess it's not Wilkos himself, but I guess it's a woman who's accused of murdering her husband, and they don't know if it's her or not. So we're gonna see if it's her. If it is, that's some crazy shit. But without further ado, let's get started.
Marcy and Todd married after dating for only a few months, and she quickly became pregnant with their son. But she says she soon realized that her husband Todd was controlling and abusive. And when she was 6 months pregnant, Marcy claims that her husband shot and killed himself. But his sister Juanita believes Marcy is lying. She and the rest of her family believe Marcy killed her brother in cold blood and fled town.
So y'all heard that. So that is cold-blooded right there, bro. You kill your husband and just let's leave? Lord.
That's quite the accusation there.
I've actually already been questioned by the police just a few days after my, at the time, husband shot himself.
Okay. Well, so what happened? You're obviously, this happened many years ago.
Yeah, 21 years ago.
21 years
just
ago.
past the 21st anniversary.
Okay.
My son is now
This happened 21 years ago, and y'all are just now trying to get down to this?
20 years old.
It happened 20 years ago, but still, what?
Day was what was normal for us. That day, he had asked me earlier in the day, hey, can you hand me my gun so I can clean it? Picked up his gun, took it to him. He sat on our bed, took the bullets out, was cleaning it. I went back to the kitchen, preparing a meal for us, called me into the room, and as I turned the corner into our bedroom, the gun went off. Shot himself in the forehead. I freaked out, not knowing what to do. I was 19 years old, 6 months pregnant, in an abusive marriage. Had no contact with any of my own friends and family, only his, and they weren't supportive. Went next door, called the police.
And you saw him, in your mind, it was a deliberate shooting?
Yes.
Okay.
He had the gun up to his head, and it went off.
How long did you know each other before you got married?
Only a few months. The reason that we got married so quickly was I was going to be joining the military. I wanted to be in the
Oh, so he's blaming her. They're blaming her for his murder, but it's a suicide. Okay.
Air Force. And because I was going to be going to basic training, we wanted, after basic training, wherever I was stationed, for him to be able to join me.
Okay. Did he ever give you any inkling that he was suicidal?
He had mentioned it numerous times. He had threatened to kill himself, threatened to kill me, my family members. He threatened all of us. It was his way of controlling me.
So after the shooting, obviously you were questioned by the police.
Yes, I was questioned and cleared. They fingerprinted the gun. They checked, did hand swabs on me. My handprint was exactly on the gun, exactly where I said it was, which was nowhere near the trigger. From being questioned by the police, I ended up actually being protected by the police, and what led to that was at the funeral, a neighbor of mine had gone outside to smoke a cigarette and overheard talking to a man dressed all in black, and she said something along the lines of, if we can't have our son, you make sure she can't have hers, and we called the police. Police showed up, and the police actually stayed to guard me and protect me until I could leave town with family.
And then your son was born?
He was born 3 months later, and he was perfectly healthy.
Oh, good. Very good. Did your son know about his father growing up?
My son has been told tidbits along the way, as I felt was age appropriate. He did not find out that it was a suicide or about the relationship itself until he was already 14 or 15 years old.
Okay.
And at 17, Todd's
Ooh, that's still young. Ooh, 14, 15. Ooh, man.
family chose to track him down on Facebook and started stalking him. My son asked my advice. I told him until you're 18, you are not allowed to contact them. And at that point, if you choose to contact them, then I will honor your choice. But please know that I do not feel it is in your best interest.
Well, especially if they're making death threats against you.
Yeah. And at 18, that's what he did. He agreed to talk to them on the phone multiple times. And after those several phone conversations, he came to me and said he did not want anything to do with them.
Juanita, his sister, she's here. Let's bring out Juanita.
Oh,
I don't see how in the world you can say my brother was ever abusive to you. You know yourself that he wasn't abusive to you. And if he was, why didn't you come to say something to somebody about it?
I did. I do recall multiple times I was threatened that he would kill me or my family members if I chose to leave or contact my family.
No, my brother was the most giving person.
Well, like I said, I hardly ever saw you.
Okay, well, why were you so worried about the powder prints and the fingerprints when I first
Because
came on
my
the
hands
scene?
were on the gun. I didn't know how all that worked. I was 19 years old. Yeah, my handprint was on the gun. I wasn't thinking clearly. I just witnessed my husband shoot himself.
And you don't think that hurt me too?
and 19 though? God.
I saw it happen. I watched it happen. I saw all the blood. And yes, I'm the one that had to go clean it up
Why
later.
didn't it take
Well,
you
don't you think the police did a thorough investigation?
On the other side of town is
Well,
where
in
he
the
lived.
autopsy, it said, according to he read the autopsy, the first one that came out, and it said he was 2 inches too shy to be able to pull the trigger in the position that it was
Well,
pulled.
then wouldn't the police have arrested her then?
That's what I would have thought.
No, because I was cleared. Number one, without my fingerprints being on it. And number two, I would have had to be laying across the bed, across my husband's lap, towards his knees to be able to hold it at that angle.
And your son made a tape. Let's watch that now.
I grew up in a small town, and I never really knew a whole lot. Whenever I was 15, I started learning more and more about the story that happened with my father before I was born, and I started piecing it together. And then about the age of 16, 17, I started getting text messages I didn't know from a number in a different state, but they were really weird, and they started talking like they already knew me, like they've been.
So you get text messages out of Weirdum and then you text them back? Like what? That makes no sense.
Watching me and stuff, and I didn't like how that felt. The text said things like, "Oh,
What
we
you called
want to
them?
see you so much. We miss you so much. We never met you. Your father was our favorite person." And one of the texts even said that they had a vial of my father's blood and they saved it. It was really weird. I told them I didn't want to talk to them. They knew that. So about a year later, one of my buddies ended up getting a text, and he told me that they were looking for me and that it was from my aunt. And at this point, Juanita started contacting my friends to get to me, and a little bit later down the road, they started going through my family too, like my little sisters and my little sister friends. They're all minors. I don't understand why you would go to that, to someone of that age to talk to an adult, but they were just obsessed with trying to get to know me. They offered to pay plane tickets for me to fly to Florida. Whenever I finally got tired of hearing it all, I went to my mom and asked her the full story. She told me that he was abusive, he killed himself. So after the funeral, my mom had to get out of town because the family, my father's side of the family, just started accusing her of murder and throwing all these things at her that the police already proven wasn't right. They already knew it was a suicide. Later down the road, they came looking for me in different states. It was like a really stalkerish type thing. I did not like it at all. I didn't even want to know them. My mother told me how my father really was. He was abusive. He yelled, screamed, shouted. And I don't want any part of his family because she told me that they were the same way. The harassment with my father's family has been going on for years and it needs to stop. They harassed me so much over the phone that I actually lost one of my jobs over it because my phone kept going off. I just wanted them to leave me alone and get out of my life. I am not part of theirs. I don't plan on being part of theirs, and I don't see
It's called turn your phone off or put your phone on silent, buddy.
why they're trying to force it upon me so much.
Here's your nephew.
Nice to meet you.
That's all you wanted to see.
Can I just get a hug?
No, I don't think so. I'm sorry.
And I can understand that decision.
If you ever feel in your heart that you want to come visit, just let us know.
You guys can all go to hell.
Okay.
That's how I feel about that.
Okay.
And you came here today and took a lie detector test.
Correct.
And we asked you, did you shoot Todd? You answered no. Did you pull the trigger on the gun that shot Todd? You answered no. Did you participate in any way to murder Todd? You answered no. The results came back the same. To
What y'all think? What y'all thinking? What y'all thinking? Uh-oh.
each question, and they came back that you told the truth.
So, will you and Todd's part of the family leave me alone now?
Yes, no problem at all.
And with that, she certainly doesn't want anything to do with your family. He doesn't want anything. Thanks for coming today, and I hope your family has
Closure.
some closure,
That's
that
it.
knowing that she had nothing to do with your brother's death.
Yes.
Thank you for being on.
Thank you.
You know, under really horrible circumstances,
We're gonna end it right there, but we got that. Whoa, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, stuff like that, bruh, you have got to be careful, like, of who, like, the other family is. Like, yeah, like, she had nothing to do. She probably barely even met his other side of his family. And, like, when he killed himself, oh my God, could you imagine? And then, like, they're in two different areas, so, like, his family is out there thinking that she shot him. Like, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine. That's why I tell people these days, man, you gotta be careful about who you are around or with, because you never know. But hope you guys liked that video. It was a little bit long, but I do like doing the longer videos because it is Steve Wilkos. They're always fun. I like doing videos like this all the time because I watch them all the time. So might as well start recording them and give them to y'all as well. So without further ado, it's been your boy Flex Your Axe. Hit that subscribe button for your boy. Hit that bell for notifications. This video will be in the link in the description if you just want to check the full thing out yourself. Pretty much watch it here. But I ain't gonna waste no more time. And we out of here.
Got the mojo deals, we been tripping like crazy. Pulling out the coupe at the light.